Good Saturday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm the host for South Carolina Weather, Joseph Peterson, and let's go ahead and talk about the weather for your Saturday evening. Looking at the radar for right now, we do have some showers pretty much all throughout the East Coast, and South Carolina is looking pretty dry right now. We might have a couple of showers that might try to come through and go through the low country, maybe try to bring a trace of rain going into tonight. It's possible, but not really anything that I would say would be very widespread. The East Coast in general, Florida is getting some precipitation, even some heavy in some spots. And up there in the Northeast, we just have a barrage of rain going in through the Northeast right now. Not snow, but rain. The Central and the Midwest is looking pretty clear right now. We do have some rain and some snow up here inside of Minnesota, as well as some rain and some ice and some snow inside the Rockies, going into North Dakota and South Dakota. And we do have some snow up here inside Montana, and the West Coast is looking pretty rainy right now. Snow, rain, etc. What they've used to what they've been going through since past couple of weeks, months, whatever. And then here we do have cloud cover. Cloud cover that mainly goes through from Charleston up there to Florence, south to Savannah, Beaufort, and I finally figured out what those blue things are. So you see what the white is the clouds. The blue is actually fog or low cloud. So I'm pretty sure this is probably fog inside of the northern South Carolina region. So be sure that you are safe out there on those roads because you know how South Carolinians drive. Um, Crazy. That's all I need to say. So, yes, please make sure that you are paying attention if you go out early or if you're driving tonight, especially if you're up there in the upstate and the Midlands as well. Here's our current temperatures. We have around 62 in Somerville, 61 in Charleston, 61 in Georgetown, 62 in Conway, 61 in Myrtle Beach, 61 in North Myrtle Beach, 62 in Laura, 62 in Florence, 55 in Camden, 57 in Columbia, 59 in Orangeburg, 61 in Walterboro, 53 in Whitmire, 53 in Newberry, 53 in Greenville, 53 in Clemson, 53 in Anderson, and 53 up there in Rock Hill. So 53 is pretty much a lot. Everyone almost inside the upstate is 53. Midlands are around 53 through 57, and once you get past Columbia, you get to around 57 to around the 60s. So just really determines where you are inside the state, but not too much of a difference. Here's our minimum temperatures. Minimum temperatures reach around 52 in Columbia, 53 in Sumter, 55 in Florence, 58 in Myrtle Beach, 58 in Charleston, 53 in Augusta, 48, 49 up there in the upstate as well. Here is our max wind gust. Max wind gust around 10 to 15 miles an hour. And then here we have our 24-hour precipitation totals. There goes that trace to maybe around a couple of hundredths of an inch of rain that I was talking about. Need to watch for that if you are inside of the low country of South Carolina. And then here is the radar that kind of shows us. You push this forward, and there goes those showers right there. They don't seem to be moving too far inland. And then you push this forward some more, and it kind of just doesn't really show anything for this model. But we can go back and look at the 0Z because that goes 48 hours out. You push this forward, and we get a bit of a clear Sunday, and then you might have a couple of showers go through Monday, possibly Tuesday, and then we have scattered precipitation, scattered thunderstorms for the deep south, Louisiana, places like that. And we will be talking about severe weather in a second because I do have to show you all the SBC, the CIPS outlooks and what they show. But overall, isolated raindrops cannot be ruled out. Here is our day one convective outlook. We do have TSTMs pretty much throughout most of I won't even say most of, I'll say some of the U.S. We did have that marginal risk inside of Utah. Remember that if you did see my video this afternoon, we did have around a couple of 70-mile-per-hour wind gust reports, especially some 60-miles-an-hour wind reports. But these thunderstorms, isolated to widely scattered thunderstorms, remain possible this evening. and with sporadic lightning flashes will continue. So nothing really too bad. Let's go ahead and look at the day 2. Day 2 is looking to be also calm as well. Not even the CSU or the CIPS is pointing anything out. So just regular thunderstorms are possible today. No severe, no strong even. Just some lightning flashes, some thunder possible, and that's it. Unless something changes by tonight. But here is our day 3, and here is our marginal risk of severe weather for New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Shreveport, Little Rock, and Metairie, Louisiana. Seems like this will bring mainly, as far as I'm looking at right now, damaging winds. Maybe even some large hail is possible. So those are the two main threats. Tornadoes is not really too much of a threat right now, but for sure we are watching for some some marginally severe hail and some isolated damaging winds inside of this region right here. Obviously, this can change. This can change and become a slight risk of severe weather, and we might have scattered wind gusts and scattered damaging hail. And this is just what day 3 is looking like right now. If we have any, no, we don't have any 4 through 8, day 4 through 8. Also, just something to talk about. I'm pretty sure everyone knows about the wildfires in Texas and Oklahoma already, so I'm pretty sure I really don't have to explain what's going on. But they are inside of a critical risk for today, for tonight, and for tomorrow as well. So that's just only going to fuel those fires with these critical conditions, and then somebody does something stupid, and then there you go, you got 2 wildfires going on, and that would be very bad. So let's hope nobody does anything stupid, and let's just go on ahead and just hope that they're all right. What's going on over there? Pretty sad to see. We do have the CIPS and the CSU and the SPC outlook for these portions of the deep south going into the kind of seem like the Midwest. So let's look at the SPCs first. Obviously, we have that 5% risk for severe storms for Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana. And, the SPC is the most accurate out of all of them. So if the SPC is pointing out this, I'd rather you go for the SPC. Then I say the CIPS, because the CIPS kind of has a little bit more of an idea. But the CSU it is a lot. The SPC and the CIPS are really conservative, but the CSU, it just goes all out. It goes all out with what it's trying to do. So there's the SPC. There's the CIPS. The CIPS is showing a slight risk, but for Texas, a marginal risk for Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri, places like that. But then it shows a little slight risk inside of Oklahoma, kind of like this little orange region right here that you're looking at right now that my cursor is pointing to, if you're looking at your screen right now. And then here's the CSU, which I was talking about, which goes all out. It has a slight risk for Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas. It has a marginal risk that goes all the way up into Michigan, which that's not going to happen. But very interesting to see what this thing can do. And it just gives us an idea. Now, here's the day 4. This is the day that kind of like most of us is worried about. Day 4 and day 7 is the days, really, because if you look at the day 4, they're highlighting a slight risk that can encompass Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, and Texas. And then the CSU, which is usually more on the higher end, is actually only showing a marginal risk for this area right here. But the CIPS is on the high end this time. And then we also do have, the SPC has not issued anything for yet, but I probably expect that to change tomorrow. I'm going to assume that they probably are. But we're just going to have to, wait and see. They do have that 30% though. That day 5 is showing, very interestingly, a kind of like a slight risk for most of South Carolina, and going into North Carolina with a little 15% risk getting into North Carolina, and then we have a 15% risk down here inside of southern Georgia going to northern Florida. very interesting. And the CSU is kind of way scattered out, and is showing a marginal risk. But for, I'm just gonna say all of South Carolina pretty much, maybe except for the Greenville Spartanburg region, but everyone else, yeah, marginal risk could easily be issued. Day 6 has this for Louisiana, 15% for Louisiana, 10% for Texas and southwestern Mississippi. Day 6 for the CSU, almost the South Central and Dixie Alley will be under a marginal. And then here's our day 7. Another 15% risk for Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, with that 10% surrounding it going to Georgia. The CSU, which I did that on accident, the CSU shows against most South Carolina, and then the day 8 shows all of South Carolina. But that's 8 days out. That can obviously change. Will probably start to make my own SPC outlooks, because all of these are all over the place. It just shows how uncertain it is for where severe weather might actually be at this far out. And yeah, it's only 3 days out, and models are already this. Computer models and human forecasting is both really disagrees on what the world's even gonna happen. But we gotta go one day at a time. And we gotta focus on the day 3 first, and then we can move on to the day 4, then the day 5, the 6, the 7, the 8. So yeah, we gotta focus on day 3 first. Tomorrow we have a little bit of a break though, because we don't have any severe weather expected for tomorrow. I mean, like literally nothing for tomorrow. I mean, just some thunderstorm, and that's about it. So let's go ahead and go back to the excessive rainfall. Excessive rainfall obviously is not possible for today, or for tonight, for Sunday, and they just updated this, so we do have a marginal risk of excessive rainfall now for Monday for Louisiana and Mississippi. This does seem to be showing potential for some flash flooding, so very interesting to see what is going on, and I am kind of interested to see what kind of flash flooding will occur with this. So let's go ahead and move on. See if I can. And here's the GFS model. GFS right now is looking pretty interesting. We have that snow over there inside the west, and that snow over there inside the Rockies. Push that forward, and then there you can see we have our rain going through Louisiana and Arkansas, and that's what predicted to bring this flash flooding because of those conditions right there. And we push that forward some more, and then there goes potential severe weather for Dixie Alley going into the southeast. It brings snow up there inside the northeast. Also, that system that I was watching is now there. So honestly, I don't know where it went, but it's back now. And then we push that forward some more, and then we have another potential severe weather system right here, but this goes 126 hours out. And that's as far as the GFS goes for the 0Z, so we're going to go ahead and end that off there. But thank y'all so much for watching this forecast update, and I will see y'all tomorrow for another forecast update. Be tomorrow afternoon, because the morning I don't do forecast on Sunday morning, so I will see y'all tomorrow afternoon probably.